Hey everyone.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you doing, guys? Everything's good?
We are so good today. We are so energetic.
Yeah, so
We are happy.
excited. How about you, Adam?
We are, as Vishra said, we are so energetic, and that's okay. That's maybe the last day of the week, but we can be viral here.
Oh. Yeah.
Oh, so cheers, guys!
Cheers,
Cheers.
guys.
Salute.
So, welcome back to the Weekly SEO, where we cover lots of SEO topics such as SEO news, SEO tips, content marketing tricks, etc. Today we are gonna talk. In my side, I'm gonna talk about how to lead a team, how to make them to be self-taught, and Bishra will cover content. What is this about? How to decide when you should delete the content, right? So Adam, as always, is covering core web vitals. So okay, who is new right here? We have a newsletter, by the way. Hey, Carol. Let me share my screen firstly. Here is it. So we have a newsletter where you can subscribe and get notified every week on Monday about our weekly SEO live streams and our latest blog post. Hey, Kader. Thank you very much. Hey, Marina, Kader, Carol. Yeah. So let's start a little bit. My name is Roman Adamitra. I am Director of SEO at Boostros. I'm leading and encouraging the SEO team for almost 3 years.
Hi, everyone. I'm Bishra, and I'm the Senior SEO Executive of Boostros and part-time queen, part-time project manager helper, and a content edit. I'm so happy to be here.
Queen. That's great.
Queen.
Hello, everyone. I'm Adam, and I'm SEO associate at Boostras Agency, and I have really delicious content for you in this meeting.
Delicious.
Delicious.
Okay, Queen, first blood of digital marketing. So let's start with what we will cover today, and then we will share an excited news with you. In my side, I will cover how to encourage your SEO team to be self-taught.
In my side, I'm going to cover technical SEO best practices for e-commerce sites. When should you decide leading your content, and cycle of content marketing.
And I have a news for you. It's about new rich results for education websites and defining the FOUT problem before page speed analysis. Is the grouping and hero element and its slider effect. Latest Filmstrip feature on the speed curve, and the last it's about tweet. It's social media embeds and its effect to our page speed.
That's great. And I almost forgot, by the way, we are looking for an SEO senior SEO. So you can apply from LinkedIn. Just search for Boostras, and then jobs, you will see there, senior SEO executive job role.
We are waiting for you.
Definitely. So our excited news today, we have been nominated in the European Search Awards for the best small SEO agency. I hope we will win that award, because it will demonstrate how just 3 members of the SEO team can do that in a short time, like 2 years is a short time. So, okay, let's jump on my side. As I said, I will encourage how to encourage your SEO team to be self-taught.
Oh my God, I feel dizzy from that visual.
You feel what?
Dizzy.
Okay. Hey, Okubra. So firstly, teach them, but don't show off the full map. What do I mean by that? When you teach your team, you don't need to show everything. You don't need to say like step by step how to do that, how to solve a problem, or how to do a strategy. Because when you say that, they every time will do the same thing because they will believe that's the best method to do that kind of issue or that kind of strategy. What, Vishra? What?
Don't be Bishra. What do you mean, don't be Bishra? Okay.
I didn't say don't be Bishra, but...
No, I'm
Okay.
just kidding. Yeah, I think that's a really good perspective.
Ah, okay, I saw that. If none say don't be Bishra. Okay. Okay, thank you, Carol. So, as I said, you don't need to share everything with them. You need just to show a way and then left them to find out what's the best thing to do. Like, left them to try something new. Don't say like, do that and it's just the final method you can use. So share with them resources or just share an opinion of yours or something like that. So you don't need to share your full map. Forget your ego and be like a mentor, not like a boss. So here we have Bushra, here we have Adam, and here is me. So we all have different methods. We all have different brains, right? We can think differently from each other because we are human. We are human beings. So that's very normal to have different thoughts in a different perspectives. So we collaborate with each other. We communicate, for example, an issue, and we give some opinions. So we find out the best thing we can do, and then we create a strategy for that. So don't be like a boss. Don't say them, you need to do that, and that's the best one you can do. Okay, so hello, Shaheen. Hello, Ardam. Make one-to-one meetings, do it every month, and also make weekly sprints planning every week. This is an example from our one-to-one meeting. Bushra has come here just to take the screenshot, I think, because he catch me when I just woke up.
You were wearing a pair of socks, I guess, because it was a cold day.
And look at me, I'm laughing so hard, you know.
Because it's morning and you like to laugh a lot. So why is it important? It's because you will find out how they feel, what's their issue, where they like stuck, because maybe there is something they can't do because they researched a lot, but they don't have a plan, a great opinion of that because they didn't actually test that. They didn't face it with that issue. So that's why you need to do every month that kind of one-to-one meetings with them to find out what's their problems, what they want to work on less, for example, or what they want to learn something, or what they want to be good at ads or something like that. So that's what I mean with that title. And never come against their opinions. Let them find their own way to succeed. In this give example, I don't know if you catch the idea, but I just have my opinion about that. You are a guy or someone that saw a lot of people are running in just a way. So, for example, that way is where they want to go with the director, for example, with the boss, because the boss have the salary, right? But this guy, so all of them is trying to run together with them, but maybe it's not the correct way the right way to run. So in that case, you need to they have their own opinions. So they need somehow to succeed on that or to try that to see if it's good or not. So left them to have their opinions, to apply that in their career and to see what kind of results they can get. Provide them the opportunity to learn from other successful SEOs or from developers or something like that. In this topic, I will cover regarding SEOs. So there is a lot of way how you can sell a pen, right? For example, if you don't have a pen, I can give you that. I can sell it to you. But there is also many ways to sell a pen. So every successful SEOs have their opinions, have their success stories, case studies, their expertise. And so, for example, Bushra has attended to the Women in Data SEO, which is really amazing. Adam and Bushra also will attend to MozCon. And that's, by the way, it's news for you, one excited news. Okay, you didn't know, maybe. So give them the opportunity to attend at the webinars, to talk with people, to make networking with them, to have brainstorming with them, etc. So make that opportunity. Don't let them work all the time. They need to learn something new sometimes from another people, which is really the best on this industry. So that's what I wanted to say here. And all we know is we have 24 hours per day. All we need to realize we have is a peak capability. So what do I mean with that? Peak capability is our brain is unlimited. We can learn everything, but we need to be patient. So P is unlimited number, right? The formula I gave here is about if you improve yourself every day, for example, by 1%, then by the end of the year, you will get better, much better at that. So it's just an example, and you need to know that we all have different capability, but we all also have an unlimited capability. So we need to try, we need to work hard maybe, or we need to work when we are really focused on something. So that's it. Maybe it's a little bit basic, but it's hard. I know that. So right now, I want to ask you, what's your thoughts about this?
I think it's a good roadmap for a new beginner at this career. It's a good thing because I think differently, and thanks to this way, I don't have to behave like you. I can be myself and develop another strategy from your ideas, maybe because you just give a beginning point or just a small hint, and then we create something very different, or a project very different, and you can add other things, best practices in it later. Then thanks to that, we work faster and we just add up something to it, and it becomes not a copy of your thing, but it's another version of another updated version of your best practice. And thanks to that, we have a lot of things to try, experiments to make.
Mm-hmm.
And I especially agree with that. Like, there's a slide about don't. I think I won't say the right one, but it's about like teach them, but don't give them like the full roadmap. Yeah, it's something about like that.
Yeah.
And I really agree with that, because experience is really great thing in business area. So sometimes I'm asking something for for knowledge for you to you or to Bushra, maybe in the content area or technical area, but you don't want to give the directly this knowledge. Just you say, oh, maybe you can check this blog post or maybe this video, because if I take this knowledge directly from you, that's problem for me, because probably I won't read anything, or I won't learn something from what this technical or content area, this background, So you don't need to give the full this roadmap, because knowledge is important, but sometimes these people get this experience while searching or while reading. That's the more efficient.
Definitely.
More efficiently way, yeah.
I want to ask you, like, how do you improve yourself in 6 months? Briefly, say you can like junior, right? So right now you are really got a lot of expertise, right? So how do you improve yourself?
Actually, like, this is a kind of road, and you need to go like step by step. And we have UTP and this kind of education process for juniors, but there's like a process, and I think I learned something while I'm working, not just reading, because in our area, something is like it's the best way, just practicing that. Okay, you are reading, and you are reading and taking this knowledge, these informations. But if you didn't test that, or if you didn't do anything about that, probably you won't know what was this information.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually.
So especially in SEO area, practicing is the most important one, because we are testing something, and we are gaining this information, or we are gaining this data. Then we can understand, okay, if we can do it, or we can improve ourselves in this job or in this task.
Yeah. How about you, Bishra? How do you improve yourself in almost 1 year?
So working in an agency is so much different than working in a brand, of course. And when I first come, I had to change my perception about the tasks, about the project design and the management. And I started to approach every case as a problem. Okay, I have a problem. And sometimes I feel like I got slapped by the problem into my face. But after that, I just gave a pause, and I tried to solve that problem. And in any time, in almost every problem, maybe we solved maybe 200 or 300 problems up to now. I'm just in terms of cases. Maybe in them 2 out of them or 3 out of them, I couldn't find any solution, best case solution, and come to you. Okay, I couldn't find anything. But in every time we manage to find something and come to ask you, is it the best way, or do you have any other experience in this case? Is this works? Does this work? Will this work? It's a good thing. I just sometimes open my first case study before coming to here, and just laugh at myself and be happy for my development, improvement, and knowledge.
Thanks, guys. That's great. So let's go through Bushra right now.
All right, I'm gonna start. I have some exciting news. Not exciting news, but interesting topics actually. The first one is the Technical SEO Best Practices video on Google YouTube accounts by Alan Kent. So he mainly talk about how can we show our product data on Google in Google search results. The main thing they are talking about in this video is that okay, Google can crawl and index other types of content, but what makes product data different? They're asking this. And actually, when we look at it in detail, there are several pieces of information Google may not be able to pull from a product page on its own, because there are decrease information, there are campaigns, there are shipping information, price range information. There are a lot of updates in terms of product in e-commerce websites. And this e-commerce site owners, also Alan Kent says, these e-commerce site owners need to help to Google to understand this data. And of course, they are talking about a lot of best practices here, but the main topic is we can provide this information via 3 best practices. He talks about 3 best practices. One of them is the use of structured data, product structured data. We love structured data, or integrations. Maybe all of the SEOs love it. I love it too, and that's the first thing I check on an e-commerce website, if there is a proper product structured data or not. Of course, you can provide product feeds for. Sorry, I keep coughing all the time. You can provide product feeds via Google Merch Center, and there are a lot of things and hints he also provides in this video. I'm not give full spoiler of the video. I just wanted to share with you a few highlights actually. You can watch. I just left the link below. We will also share the deck below of this video afterwards. You can watch it.
Yeah, also
and you can,
Google published a blog post in their webmaster blog regarding best practices for large e-commerce websites. So I didn't watch yet this video regarding technical SEO best practices for e-commerce sites, but I'd like to watch that when I really have a little bit of time, because it was a really busy week. Okay.
Actually, 2 months ago, I think it's 2 months ago, I shared the information that Google also published a crawl budget management guide for large e-commerce websites. You can also read this. There are really good best practices there too.
Yes.
Okay, content pruning 101. Welcome to content pruning lesson, guys. So last week we were talking about how to delete a piece of content, and I just mentioned that you should check the data, and you just said that, okay, stop here because we should discuss it in detail next week. And that's the point. I decided to talk about how can we decide to delete a piece of content in details. I'm going to share with you a few tricks about it. So you may ask, what is content pruning? You may sometimes see it content trimming, but the more popular usage here is the content pruning. Actually, the pruning word here is like a pruning a tree. Sometimes you just prune a tree to help that to grow better and better. It's the same idea here in terms of content and websites, online websites. So the question is, when should you delete a piece of content? There are a lot of questions about it. A few months ago in Brighton SEO, everyone asked about this to Lily Ray too. How can I decide to delete a content page? Actually, there are a few hints that you should consider about it. And in my next slide, we can start it.
Let's start then.
So in Tim Solo's words, when should you delete the content? When there is only a spike of hope. So the spike of hope is the point when you publish the content, you just see a spike, and then after nothingness, just a spike in the data. Here, as you can see, this is from blog page, from a client blog page. I won't give the details about the page or the brand. So this product page, this blog article is published 7 months ago, but till then, 7 or 8 months ago, I'm not sure. But till then, they don't have any data, just 12 impressions, no clicks, no keyword visibility. When you click the query data in Search Console, there is no data, no traffic. So guys, when you look at it, you should just think that there is a problem here. Okay, you just give some time for writing that piece of content. You published it, but there is a problem here because there is no clicks. So what can be the problem? Of course, I'm going to talk about it in the later slides. I'm going to show you a diagram by SEMrush, but I'm going to just think that here, just as a case that this content does not work. Something is wrong with this content, or this is not as interesting as it is, that just you think like that, okay, my readers, my audience will love this. Okay, this is not the case. So if you see something like this in the data, you should just go and check whether this page has backlink data. Of course, there is no backlinks or referring domains for this. You know, there is a positive correlation between referring domains and the traffic visible and the visibility you get. Of course, it's not a ranking parameter. We don't talk about, okay, if you have more backlinks, you will get more and more good rankings here. But if you don't have backlinks, your visibility will be lower. So that's why we talk about writing good quality content and gaining, not buying backlinks here. So when we look at this piece of content, there is also no backlink data. So there's nothing to lose here. Try something different or delete that piece of content if you think that you won't use it in the future, because you tried it 8 months ago and it didn't work. I'm going to talk about something here, but there may be a problem in terms of distribution here, because you should think content marketing as a whole. Okay, you found the content idea, you made the keyword research, you try to reach your audience via writing a good piece of content, but sometimes you publish it and you totally forget about it. You shouldn't forget about it and only pray to God that, oh God, I'm waiting for organic traffic for this piece of content. Please give me some clicks, okay? I will be good. That's not the case here. So we should distribute content when as soon as we publish it. If you don't publish, if you don't distribute it via bulletins, newsletters, or social media, people won't see it, and you will just get it to index by Google and get some traffic. That's not the case. You should distribute your content. That's the second case. Maybe you couldn't do the distribution part perfectly here. Maybe that's the reason. If you skipped it, just try to distribute it, and if it doesn't work, then later that you can decide to delete this content, because at that point you may think that that won't be a best thing to your website, because pages with no traffic are like the trash cans of a website. So we should empty our trash cans as soon as much as possible.
Definitely. Wow, Büşra. We can close the weekly SEO, by the way, if you'd like.
What?
It was enough, I think. Thank you.
So, of course, when you publish the content, most of the bloggers make most of the time content, not content marketers, but the early content marketers can make this problem, can they make this mistake. So you publish a content on your blog. Your blog has a concept, should have a concept actually, because you're trying to promote, maybe you're trying to promote a service, or maybe you're trying to sell something. If you're a beauty blog talking about beauty products, if you're not selling any hair dye products, you shouldn't write about hair dyeing hair products, because even if you get traffic from that and manage to get traffic from that, you won't have any conversions in the future. Of course, that's not maybe a good example here, okay? But that's the thing I don't suggest most of the time. If you don't sell any vitamins, that can be good for hair, as well as the beauty and care products. That's a different thing. Or just think that you're a travel blog and you're promoting traveling agencies, you're sharing your travel adventures, etc. And you just publish a content about how to watch movie at home. Or how to make a popcorn, how to make a cup of popcorn to watch a movie at home, or trying to share a popcorn recipe for a home activity. I'm talking about that kind of stuff. So, for example, in this picture, this company is a hosting company. They provide hosting services. Okay, they may be relatable. Okay, they are talking about keeping the inbox organized. Okay, but in my experience, from my previous blog content marketing stuff, this kind of stuff, since there's no close connection with your product, most of the time they do not get the traffic you expect. And if you don't get traffic, you don't have an audience. So you should really carefully think about this. And if you have this kind of unrelated content with your website, with your product, then if you don't have so much traffic, and if you have a strong brand awareness, if you're at a strong brand awareness level, if you're not a new brand, you can take risk and consider deleting some of this unrelated content from your website. But if you're a beginner, of course, you need traffic. You need to get a stable traffic. You may just leave them for a while, and after that, after you just construct your traffic structure and audience, you can just prune this content from your website.
So Bishra, I have a blog post which is really written really well. Like there's infographics, there's call to action links or call to action buttons, there is like useful content, etc. So without distributing that, do you think it will be shared anywhere? What do you think about that?
So there's a phrasing. I think maybe you've heard it because there's always media files about it. Okay, content is the king, but the distribution is the queen. So that's the phrasing. Yeah.
We should like make that poster.
So from my previous blog experiences, I'm going to share this information. Okay, it's not a reliable data. I didn't prove it with reliable sources, but so I had a blog and I have one blog post and it was ranking well for top one search results. And after a while, okay, I'm the king. Oh, I'm the most visible website. But one day, the expected thing happened and a competitor arrived with a blog post. So it may happen all the time because when you do something good, your competitors will arrive can arrive at any moment in the future. It's a normal thing. So they came, and because of a little bit of content gap for the user intent, they just got the first place. Ding dong, I have a problem here. So what is the problem? What did I do wrong? What is the thing I'm doing wrong? I just checked the content. Okay, there was a little gap between the two blog articles. The article was talking about something different too. I somehow adapted my article in order to target that content, that audience for that content. That's the first thing I got in my pocket. Okay, that's That's not a problem anymore. But there's another problem here. They're a new blog post, and they show their published date on the search results, and my blog post from 3 years ago. So just think that you sometimes open search for something on Google, and there are a lot of search results. The first one says it was from 4 years ago, and the second one says it's just published 2 weeks ago. Which one would you click?
The best one.
No, for some kind of expertise areas like accounting, you would probably click for the most recent one, because everything may change in terms of accounting, and you are looking for some recent data, and your published date may have a misconception towards the audience. So I just changed my published date too, because I updated my article, but nothing changed. I'm still at the second line of the search results. So what is the problem here? What I'm gonna do, I just realized that I didn't distribute, I haven't. Oh, it's social thing. So I'm not sure whether I shared it or not, but yeah. I didn't share it anywhere, not in any newsletters, not in any social media posts. It was just existing there, and I didn't distribute it properly. Okay. So that's the point. Okay, I didn't share this. That's the other strategy. The first strategy I do, I just prepare the blog newsletter and sub that content there, so that people can, with an interesting different title in the newsletter. That's a newsletter clickbait, but it's not a clickbait. It's a proper clickbait, white clickbait maybe. And after that, I just created a company whole newsletter for all of the customer portfolio for like 300,000 people, and send it, and a lot of people clicked it, read it, and shared it. And after that, I just put the link of that specific blog post to my homepage. There was a section for the most read blog articles in that page, and I just left the link there. And after a while, I got back my position. So that's a signal. You shouldn't forget your content. And by the way, I gave the spoiler of the next slide. We can continue with the next slide.
Okay.
So when you left the content page into the galaxy and totally forget about it, for example, this blog post is from 2015. You should turn back, as I just mentioned before in a few seconds ago. You should just turn back if you can update it, if you can provide reliable information for that piece of content, you should update it. If it's an outdated content, it was a one-time seasonal content, then you should delete it, because providing accurate information is more important than leaving an existing one to think that I may get traffic from this. Okay, this may be a clickbait in the search results, etc. We should update our content or delete it. And sometimes your content may be a piece of another puzzle in terms of content. So I just gave these 2 screenshots last week to talk about, the previous week to talk about improving the content. But the case here is this. So 2 years ago, I had a topic, and this topic has 30 different subtopics. So, okay, I just write about the one subtopic in another article, which is the above one, screenshot of the above one. And I wrote about all of the 30 subheadings in a question, in a how-to type of guide. So also that information was there, but in a smaller version of it was there, because I got really detailed in the other blog posts. And everything was working fine. Because why everything is working fine? Because there were not any competition at that point of moment. And I was the king of the search. I was the queen of the search results. I was skyrocketing the traffic. Everything was perfect. My blog is so beautiful. But when the competition arrived, and with the algorithm updates, you know, they always happen for duplicate content, or content quality, etc.
Mhm.
I had a problem here because I lost my visibility for the first detailed article, but while I'm losing it, my second article with a broader perspective started to get more and more traffic. I checked the queries, and also the below one started to get the queries and dominate the queries of the first article. At this point, when you checked it, you have nothing to do here because your content is already lost because it's the piece of another content here. So you should, the best practice here to delete the content and add the necessary information to the another content piece, which I just did, and I'm gonna share the results. My rankings were not at the first page, were like the bottom of the first page. After I did this improvement, I got to the top 3 with this, and it's a really high competition keyword. I just checked it today. I hope it's still the same. So that's another point. Sometimes you shouldn't trust the previous data. For example, in here 390K impression. Just be brave and make some changes.
Make some challenges for you.
So this is actually the stuff I'm talking about in the first slide. The cycle of content marketing. Today I saw this diagram by Semrush on Twitter. So we research, we make ideation and planning, we create, we optimize, but most of the time people skip the 4th step and come to the 5th step, the analysis. And that point, you may just come across with unreliable data because you didn't share your content properly here. So we should not skip this. This is a process also in the content marketing. You should try everything to outreach people, and after that you can analyze your content, because I know sharing a piece of content on the social media may not have any importance in terms of organic traffic or organic visibility, but I believe they're connected, because if there are a lot of people come to your article from different social media channels, they can also have the possibility of gaining backlinks to your website, because they can write about it, they can share about it on their blogs or websites, they can send you any welcome gifts as backlinks and visibility and traffic. So you should consider the distribution network here. I talked a lot, by the way.
It's okay. It's okay. Here in fourth step is this about distribution. Semrush say distribute your content through the right channels. So here my recommend is to share your content in different channels with different contexts. For example, you are a corporate company. In LinkedIn, you should write in a corporate way, because LinkedIn's focus is on corporate people. Like there's agencies, there's people, and there's companies. So your context should be for LinkedIn. Or in Twitter, you have a limited word to add there, but LinkedIn is a different platform with different people, with different thoughts. So you need to a little bit to make different your context, and then you can have like maybe more likes, maybe more shares or retweets. So that's make distribution better.
By the way, thanks for reminding me with that piece of comment. I just saw in some people's social media profiles in some companies, they just take their blog posts, for example, for Pinterest or Instagram, they are doing this. They just get first 2 paragraphs of the page of the blog post, and they just publish it on the social media with the link to their website. And it's not an effective way to do it. Please do not copy and paste your article. Just trying to create some interesting idea according to platform, of course. Do not write a LinkedIn post with the language of you will be targeting in Instagram, for example, just like you said. But I just wanted to add that.
That's
actually
great.
I want to add something also, like this analysis step, because someone like everyone can edit something like, okay, I updated this text and or this blog post or this article or maybe metadata, but just they are updating it, not analyzing after updated. Maybe you have lots of impression or clicks from keywords, but you update it and maybe you delete this keyword, and you can lose lots of impression or clicks in this area. So analysis is really big step for us.
Adem, maybe next week you can just share the screenshot you had experienced last week.
Yeah, maybe. So guys, new arrival, and this is the new rich results for education websites, and it's like newly structured data was about like education, and as it was brought up maybe 2 weeks ago, something like that. I was read about that, and now we can see exactly these new rich results in the Search Console or everywhere. And this rich results is like it's for educational websites. And for example, in this photo, it's like something is maybe is chemical, that's a lesson. And for example, you can find something is like, how can I say, like practical problems, and you can solve it, or like practicing your lesson, or maybe, for example, it can redirect to relevant problem solving websites, like for mathematic function kind of this like queries. And in fact, it's really great opportunity for impression, for especially for impression for educational websites. Is like if you are a SEOs, like for an education website, probably if you are SEOs and you know it, and if you are a developer of educational website or owner, that's I think that's really a big opportunity for nowadays. Okay, guys, I'm sorry, but that's my advertising time. So sorry for this.
It's very native, Adam.
Okay, guys, like, haven't you read the blog I shared recently? It's actually reflected about cumulative layout sheet metrics in detail. And I shared actually many statistics on website and also content management systems. And like from how to solve cumulative layout shift problems and like how it affects to our performance of our website, and using like while using different tools. And it was also taken a reference from SEO perspective and retweeted by SpeedCurve this week. And like I also will be waiting for your feedback at this point on my Twitter account. You can write me, and definitely not an advertisement. It's just an advice for you. Okay, and actually today I have some slides, especially on the SpeedCurve area, about this tool. And actually, the best way to solve cumulative layout shift problem is identify our element that causes it. And that's why we need to find the shifts on our websites, and that actually show our detailed loading process. And we can see like the variability of our cumulative layout shift score in seconds, and on the like latest Filmstrip on the SpeedCurve. That's really what I like in this feature on the SpeedCurve. That's really good job, guys. And for example, if I am searching something like in the Search Console, oh my God, that's really huge CLS problem this website pages has. And actually, like if I crawling the website, and if I watching this loading process, you can really like determine what's the problem here and how can I solve it. So I also watched this loading phase of our website, and we realized that it's actually about flash of unstyled text problem. and it's caused our CLS problem here. And our article, which is loaded without a style, like article, like our text, this header side, it's loaded without style, and then change this area when style loaded, and this actually is a big CLS problem for us, and it how can I say it, like affect our CLS metric. And we can determine and solve this problem just watching this area, and the speed curve help in this area for to us actually. And I have method like working for page speed inside, and I can grouping our pages in the speed curve. I'm taking similar samples from the website. For example, as you know, lots of websites like or business or like for like they are describing their business, and these pages sometimes almost same because they are using same design and they are using maybe same photos, just their photo size and the photos like content is changing. So we can determine or like we can grouping our samples of website. For example, here I took like 5 samples and I grouped them like in 2 group. So like if I change something or if I optimize something in this page, it's probably change and optimize another page also, because they are almost same, and if I change something in this design, it will affect another page also. And also I can compare these pages and the speed curve. Like we have this graphic here, and it's how can I say like this one is these pages has LCP problem, but another pages doesn't have. And I can say that, okay, if there's no problem in these pages in the LCP metric or maybe another metric, why these pages have? And I can actually compare them and eliminate something, and I can find what affect these pages. And also in this case, I found the problem here for LCP metric.
Let's see, what is that?
And hero element and slider effect. That's in fact the hero element, which speed curve offers us in detail, is one of the most important concepts, like information or feedback for us. Like that is not found also many websites, like many tools. And as I mentioned before, I actually compared the pages, and I divided into 2 groups here. And so why do our pages have less LCP seconds while our other pages have more? And that's the problem here is the text slider is this website is using Drupal CMS, and they have text slider here, and that's not working actually, the optimizing, and is not optimized slider for page speed. And another one is more basic. They have just one photo and text and button here, the basic Bootstrap framework. But another page has like there's a slider there. But another one is just 3 seconds for hero element loading process, but another one is 8 seconds. So I can give the feedback to the brand or to developer. We have problem here, and also I need to sometimes to show them and what's the problem. So speed curve actually is helping us in this area also.
That's a great insight, by the way, on speed curve. They just saw what's the problem, what's the specific problem, and you just say to the client, your hero H1, it's really bad. You need to resize your font, or you need to erase your style from the font, or you need to change your full font. So yeah, I like a lot, by the way, speed curve, and I like a lot how you analyze websites with speed curve, because like I said, there is a lot of insights you can use. And yeah,
it's really helpful tool for us. And like we can monitor the loading process of our website, as you've seen here, like website, like both visually and with its also you can see it like video feature, and we can define according to this lab data. And here we can watch like two it's 3 seconds, and another one is almost 8 seconds, and it's as a GIFs, and understand very simply what the problem is. Like even the images under the slider load before, but slider loads very slow here in this GIF. Probably you noticed that. And once the problem has been detected, the feedback will go to the developer side, and the change to be made in the front end part, and maybe we can optimize the slider, and maybe will be used or simpler design in this page, and we can solve this problem here. So I can say to the developer, man, there's a problem here, but I need to show them this evidence. Or the brand, probably they will ask you, okay, that's slow, but what's the problem here? But you need this evidence. And also speed curve is helping us in this area, supporting this video and GIFs and this detailed process. Okay, actually, I saw a tweet by Christina, and probably lots of SEOs know it, but still this problem is unnoticed. And still this the process of embedding tweets, which is mostly used by blog websites, like they don't use photograph, like photo for this tweet, and they are just embedding this tweet on the blog post. But okay, that's I need to say that's more like it's more good and more in the design side. You can say, okay, guys, that's cool. But in the backend, you are using lots of unused JavaScript code, and that's harm your page speed. And how can we solve that? We can use just we can change our tweet section here. Just we can use photo and not this embedding code.
So that's why you didn't embed the tweet right here in the slide, right?
Yeah. Also, I've used I embed this. I have a CLS blog post, and I embed this tweet, and I said, oh my god, that I made this fault. Also, I need to update my blog post, and then now it's good.
Yeah, in UI side, by the way, it looks great, tweet, but in the other side, like I said, in the backstage, it's really harmful. It's painful for the metrics, and even when we're scrolling on the blog post, that tweet it's loading really slowly, especially on the mobile version. And Christina here show like a really simple but really effective SEO trick that you can do with your page speed.
Thank you, Christina.
Yeah. So that's the tweet he removed. Here is almost 2 megabytes. You know why? Because maybe there in the tweet is images or video embedded. It's not just a text. So that's why all the size of the tweet it's coming in this JavaScript. So when you remove that, you will not see right here, and your like scripts on the website will be erased at all. So yeah, there is 2 options you can do. Add a link, like anchor text. Like there is a tweet. If you want to read that, you can click here, for example. Or like you said, you can add an image. So that definitely will not problem at all. So that's your last slide, I think?
Yeah.
Okay. So we have 1 hour. Okay. Thank you very much for all attendance. If you want to ask us anything, you can use that link. We also will add this presentation into the description section. And also, if you want to ask us anything, we will answer in the next live stream, which will be in next week. Okay. Thank you very much for being with us. You are out of this world. Have a great weekend.
See you.
See you.
See you.
Bye-bye. Hope everyone enjoyed.